Hello, my name is Steve. I am the Affordable Life Coach, and I like to share the things I learn through my studies, through my clients, and through myself on these YouTube videos. Anxiety is sucking the joy, the vibrancy, the aliveness out of us. It is really seeming to become an epidemic. And anxiety and feeling down or feeling negative or feeling unhappy or miserable, they're very interconnected. Anxiety is like zapping your body of spiritual, emotional, psychological energy and joy. It just sucks the life out of you. And it's sad because most of us have become so accustomed to anxiety. It's like a fish being in water. We don't even know it's there. It's now the norm. And it's something that comes up in coaching sessions of people that struggle with anxiety. And there are some people that say enough is enough. I don't want to live this way. And we can work on activities like meditation habit, exercise, altering one's diet so you're eating healthy, clean, and lean. And so it's not hopeless. It's not like, oh, you should surrender and just this is the way your life is going to be. Always consult your mental health professional or your doctor if anxiety is something that it is on the extreme side and that you're really struggling with and affects your day-to-day. But there are a lot of things that we can do to chip away at the anxiety, and we don't need to make it a drastic lifestyle change. Little things, the accumulation of little habit changes or lifestyle changes can really do wonders to help minimize anxiety. Just for example, try cutting down or cutting out caffeine. That makes a huge difference. Caffeine is a stimulant and it gets you on edge. And a lot of people that struggle with anxiety, I'm surprised to learn that they're drinking a lot of caffeine, or either through or eating it through chocolate, through diet sodas or regular sodas, through coffee. And we've convinced ourselves that we need coffee in order to get through the day, in order to energize us. And it gives you a temporary bump, but like sugar or anything else, you're eventually going to crash and then you're going to need your next caffeine fix. And you don't want to be dependent on a substance in order to be productive. And instead, we want to look at, why do I need that substance in the first place? Am I not getting proper sleep? Is my diet not dialed in? Am I eating processed food, sugar, a lot of carbs, junk food in general? Am I not sleeping well? And it's much better to treat the source, get down to the source of why you might be struggling with low energy. Because low energy is one of the first things that must be addressed when you're talking about accomplishing goals, habits, tasks. And I really notice in my clients that struggle with their habit completion is they don't have the energy. And if you don't have the gas in the tank, it's not going to take you where you want to go. And so that's the first place to look at is caffeine. The other thing to look at is we don't give our brains a rest. We don't spend enough time in silence and stillness and just allowing ourselves to be, allowing our thoughts to flow, allowing ourselves to tap into our wise mind, sitting in nature, sitting on park benches, or just sitting and staring at the wall, allowing ourselves to be bored. We are constantly stimulated from the moment we wake up, generally to the moment we go to sleep. Always listening to something, always watching something, always working, always talking to people. And for a calm, relaxed energy, we need stillness, we need silence. And it really is soothing. Silence is kind of like a rain shower that just washes away all the toxins of the day, all the stressors of the day, all the worries of the day, all the anxiety of the day. And that's something that's easily available to us. And it takes practice, believe it or not. When I'm helping clients develop a habit of either meditation or stillness or silence, it's uncomfortable at first because we're so conditioned to be stimulated. We're so conditioned to avoid boredom. And what we want is we want to be bored. And we want to just kind of let the dust settle and let things just simmer down and just go into a deep, relaxed state. And maybe after a week and a half, 2 weeks, as you practice this and gradually expand your time in silence, you actually seek it out. It's something that I look forward to, of taking the time and just absolutely unplugging and doing nothing. And I'm not talking about meditation. That'd be something different where you're like focusing on your breath, you're observing your thoughts. I'm just talking about chilling. And if you can get close to nature, it makes it even better, but that's not always possible. Sometimes I will listen to nature sounds, like the rain or a river stream, a snowstorm, and that really helps to put me in that more of a deeper, relaxed state. We need nature. We're so disconnected to nature, and that's why we struggle with a lot of the mental health issues that we have, anxiety, depression, sadness, loneliness. Well, loneliness, we need people, but you just get a lot more comfortable being alone when you're able to spend more time in nature. So that's the stillness. We have caffeine. And the other thing that is really, a lot of people don't realize, it's so important, your physical health. How you take care of your physical health is going to either make your anxiety stronger, exacerbate it, or it's going to diminish it. There's such a strong physiological response to anxiety when we are in a weakened state. And we can be in a weakened state because we don't sleep well, or because we're not eating healthy, or we're not exercising enough. Think about our, great ancestors, hunter-gatherer ancestors. They were in nature, they were moving, they were around other people, but I'm sure they got a lot of time for solitude as well. And it's the lifestyle made it so much easier to have good, solid mental health. And when we are just like you put crappy fuel in a car, your car's not going to run as efficiently. Or you put sludge in the car, it's going to damage the engine. Or you put sugar in the car, it's going to ruin the motor. And yet that's what we do to ourselves, is we are constantly stuffing ourselves with junk. And I like Michael Pollan's 3 simple rules. Eat less, eat real food. So if it's processed or has a long list of ingredients, avoid it as much as you can. And eat mostly plants. Not saying not to eat proteins, lean fish, chicken, and meat, and things like that. But that shouldn't be the basis of our diet. That should be a part of our diet. And there's a lot of differing opinions. So, consult with a nutritionist or your doctor and decide what best works for you. And, do a little trial and error. But we shove so much processed food. And then his rule number 1, eating less. We overeat. Especially with a sedentary lifestyle, we don't need to eat as much as we do. And when you start, intermittent fasting is very trendy now. When you start eating less or doing intermittent fasting, you feel lighter. Your brain is more focused. You can concentrate. You can actually read a book more easily. Your mood is more joyful. Things don't irritate you as much. you sleep better, you enjoy life more. And so all of those things, what you put in your body is so important and fundamental to solid mental health. And so it's just to be conscious, not to eat out of boredom or because you're angry or because you're upset or because you're lonely or you're tired. We tend to go to food as like a drug to alleviate the mood that we're in or to alleviate feeling a lack of drive or a lack of energy. And that's not going to address it at its core roots. What we want to do is find out what is causing this. And it could be, like I said, the other thing is poor sleep. It's unbelievable how much of sleep is a focus in my coaching sessions, in giving clients support, giving them strategies, giving them accountability on how to get their sleep dialed in and to have a consistent circadian rhythm. Because we go to bed all different hours. One night we might go to bed at midnight, another night 10, another night 1, wake up at all different times, and that's really hard on your body. We want to be gentle and loving with our body, and it will serve you. It will do wonders to make you feel energized, alive, excited about life. I'm amazed when I work with clients and just getting their sleep dialed in. Their mood is better, they're happier, they're more productive. Because what we have a tendency to do when we're running low on energy or we're overly anxious, we tend to focus on the external. We go, oh, it's because of this person, it's because of my boss, it's because of my job, it's because of the politics, it's because of a family member, husband, wife, the list can go on. And what we want to do is take responsibility and look within and go, why am I reacting this way to what life throws at me? Your reaction will reveal so much about who you are and what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are that need to be further developed. And so we don't want to just surrender and go, oh, I'm just an anxious person. I get anxiety, all the time. We want to be solution orientated and lifestyle orientated. So we have a mindset and we expose ourselves to things that make us feel calm, relax, and feel good. And we can handle adversity or when things don't go our way because we're on a solid foundation. We're taking care of our mental and physical health. And the last thing I'll leave you with is I've noticed an uptick, really for the past probably year and a half, of people feeling a lot more anxious and a lot more stressed and more worried. And it's understandable. A lot has gone on in the past year and a half. But there are small things that we can do, or small things that can turn into big things, is cutting down significantly your exposure to the news, to the fear-mongering, to the social media hysteria of dividing the country or dividing the world between two groups, the judging, the doom scrolling. That's how these tech companies, that's how they make money, right? Is to get an emotional reaction. When you watch the news on TV, that's how they make money. They don't report. People wouldn't watch. They wouldn't report, a young man who's helping older ladies cross the street and is a real pillar for a small town or community, or someone that goes around and volunteers and is helping other people that are struggling with their finances or struggling with food shortage. That doesn't really get reported. What gets reported is things that are going to keep you engaged. And what keeps us engaged is a strong, visceral, emotional reaction. That's what excites us. That's what gets us emotional. But it also makes us very, very anxious. And so like going on a news fast or significantly cutting down on, if you're watching movies with a lot of violence in it, or gore, or even video games that can, even those can sometimes be very stressful. Just, what your stressors are. And just like you don't want to eat junk food, you don't want to take in junk things into your mind that further foment fear, anxiety, worry, and stress. And that's why I love nature. Like, making nature your source of entertainment. Even if you can't get out into the woods, just walking in calm, relaxing neighborhoods where there's not a lot of traffic, not a lot of noise, and there's trees and you can hear the birds. If that's not possible, just even going to parks. But replacing screens and news and all that drama and chaos with reading books. And reading books is so relaxing. And I have clients who use reading books as a replacement for screens, and they say they have a high anxiety, and they say it really helps to alleviate the anxiety. And you also learn, you grow. Even if you're reading fiction, as long as it's not stressful fiction, it can be very stimulating, because an engaged mind is less prone to anxiety. When you're physically active, when you're exercising or exerting yourself, you're going to be less prone to anxiety. And so there's a lot of things we can do to empower ourselves, and we don't have to just surrender and go, oh, I'm just an anxious person, there's nothing I can do. Again, please consult with your mental health provider if it's something serious. But I've seen the transformation that being proactive in healing ourselves, what a difference it can make. And it can fill us with new life and new energy and new joy and new contentment just through these simple changes. And you don't have to do them all at once. You could start, I always tell my clients, start with baby steps. And it's exciting because to see the progress, to see where you were a month ago and say, you know what, I'm 10% less anxious this month than I was, 4 weeks ago. And just to continue to progress and make it like a little game. It's fun. Self-development and growth is really, really enjoyable if we're not set or fixed on arriving to a destination like, I'm never going to be anxious again. That's unrealistic. But if we have realistic expectations, there's nothing better and more joyful than growth and seeing yourself progress. If you like these types of videos, please subscribe or like, and I appreciate all your comments. And if you'd like affordable life coaching, my email is in the description. Just send me an email. The consultation is free, and there's absolutely no obligation after that. And I really appreciate y'all. And if you want to share this video with anybody that you know who struggles with anxiety, I'd also appreciate that to help grow the channel. And look forward to the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.